Things just took a sickening turn for the Boston Red Sox, and because of it, there should be a major roster move made in the coming hours. I'm here to break down all of the updates surrounding the Boston Red Sox, including Roman Anthony's injury updates, as well as injury updates on Wilyer, Abreu as well, and who is the most likely candidate to replace Roman if he's placed on the IL. We'll break down all of that on this episode of Red Sox Digest. But first, please do remember, if you're a part of the percentage currently watching this video, not currently subscribed to the channel, scroll down, click the subscribe button, help us hit our new goal of 10,000 subscribers. We do appreciate all the love and support, so thank you guys so very much for everything. But now let's get to it and break down the major roster updates for the Boston Red Sox, as there are a few of them. Now, I thought I was going to bring you guys a very optimistic video today surrounding Roman Anthony's injury updates, but we haven't gotten any public information on the MRI that he just went through a few minutes ago. It seems like maybe 30 minutes ago, and the reason I label it that way is because we got answers from Chris Colito giving us an idea of really what happened and really when he went through the MRI, if there's any results following the MRI. And again, this is from Chris Colito just minutes ago from when I started recording this video. As the Red Sox await Roman Anthony's MRI results, Nick Sogard is the likely choice to replace him on the roster per multiple sources. We're then quickly, Chris, after Chris posted this tweet, he got a response from the Drake May era on Twitter saying, "You guys know the results," where Chris immediately then responded to this tweet saying, quote, "We are awaiting results of the exam, end of quote. A person familiar with information available to the Red Sox said 45 seconds ago." So things are happening by the minute, and the Red Sox Nation is itching at the bit to learn updates about the superstar of Roman Anthony and how substantial the back injury actually is going to be. Most likely, and I'm not here to speculate, I'm just repeating what I've read on social media and through the rest of the ranks, that seems like the most likely option for Roman in this entire situation going forward. It seems like Roman is going to be placed on the 10-day IL. With that happening, Nick Sogard, like presented and reported by Chris Colito, is going to then come up and replace Roman on the MLB active roster for that time period. Now, that shouldn't be a crazy surprise. I will say there was another option the Red Sox could have went with, which we'll break down in just a second, but we'll cover Nick Sogard and really who he is. Now, we've seen him recently in the sense that he just played for the Boston Red Sox a few days ago for Peyton Toley's first career MLB start, where Nick Sogard was starting at second base. He made a few really good plays defensively in that game behind Toley, which got a lot of smiles and a lot of good emotion from Peyton Toley. If you did not see that, you might as well just go watch that entire game and just to see how Peyton Toley was as a human being, because he was not only was he lights out and did he absolutely shove, but there was charisma, there was emotion, there was a real sense of just character on the mound, and he was strictly himself, and he loved every minute of it. Red Sox Nation adored him, gave him a standing ovation once he exited the mound in the fifth inning or the sixth inning. It was awesome, and I can't wait till Friday where Peyton Toley will make his second career MLB start, but now for Nick Sogard. And yes, he's been down in the minor leagues, and that's how him and Peyton Toley had that connection, and there was a bit of a relationship there to really ease Toley into his major league experience. But Sogard proved something. Not that he's an offensive powerhouse or that he's going to carry the load offensively for this entire Red Sox team. That is not what he has showcased and not what anyone expects from him. But the defensive abilities and what he showcased on the diamond defensively was really good. Now, if you look at the underlying metrics that you guys know I love to go out and really use and go off of, he doesn't qualify because he's had 70 ABs on the major league level. Now, in those 70 ABs, he is batting .240, which is always a positive sign. He's not below that, which again is a positive. I know we're not going off of many reps, and with the lack of reps, you'd be hoping they would be above or just around that 300 number. Baseball is very difficult. For someone that's not seeing major league pitching as consistently as someone that Nick Sogard isn't, again, allow him to get more reps. The fact that the defense is translating from AAA then to the major leagues is all we can really ask for. Just be a complimentary guy, work good ABs in the batter's box, and you really just do your job defensively, and things should be just fine as we just try to hold out until Roman does come back. Now, again, we don't have exact updates on the Rookie of the Month from the month of August for Roman Anthony yet. You guys will get those updates the second we get them. But as of now, the most anticipated expectation is the one we broke down earlier. 10-day IL, Sogard replaces him for that period of time. And it's just interesting. The Red Sox went from having an ample amount of depth in the outfield with Jarren Duran. Obviously, say Don Rafael, who's arguably the best defensive center fielder in the game of professional baseball right now. That is not an exaggeration. Wilyer, Abreu. Obviously, then you had Roman. Wilyer went down with the calf injury, which we now have more updates surrounding, which we'll break down in just a second from Christopher Smith, who wrote this and published this article just today on last night on September 2nd. Now they are looking to replace the outfield depth they had in the sense of not long-term replacements, but in short-term filling the gap that they currently have. Wilyer is out with a calf strain that has not really improved in severity yet. Again, we'll break down that in just a second. Roman now seems like he's entering the 10-day IL. Jarren Duran is still active, obviously, but Cedon has been used as a second baseman nearly as much as he has been in the outfield over the last month and some change because of the flexibility defensively for this Red Sox team. Yes, Cedon will still be there. Yes, Jarren will still be there, but it's going to look a bit different, not only at second base, but also in the outfield. Whether Alex Cora and the rest of this Red Sox organization chooses to leave Jarren in left field and keep Cedon in center is totally going to come down to situational matchups and the game in which they are walking into. Obviously, they play Game 3 against the Cleveland Guardians tonight in Fenway Park. They will have a bullpen game with Bernie starting as an opener. It'll be interesting and intriguing to see where the Red Sox go following the first, maybe second inning after Bernie gets them through those. But now to Wilyer, Abreu, and another injury update. As Christopher Smith went on to say, Boston Red Sox outfielder Wilyer Abreu's calf strain, quote, not getting better, where we get to the actual quotes from the article. And Wilyer went down with this injury, and there was a lot of hope and optimism surrounding Wilyer Abreu and how quickly he'd be able to return from this minor injury when it originally happened. But now the updates that we're receiving are not relatively positive. They're not bad in any way. He isn't getting worse. The calf is not getting worse in pain or severity, but he's not getting better, and it's not happening quick enough for the Red Sox to really feel comfortable about this situation. So, Christopher Smith, in the article that we just cited, again, it'll be tagged down below in the description. Click on the photo of Wilyer, probably hitting an 800-foot moonshot here in this picture, and it'll take you to the article written by Christopher Smith on Mass Live. As it goes on to say, Red Sox right fielder Wilyer Abreu was scheduled to run Monday, but he didn't do it because his calf strain still has not improved. Quote, he's not running today either, manager Alex Cora said before Boston's game against the Guardians on Tuesday. Just progressing, but slowly. Not the way we envisioned when the injury happened. So we just have to be patient. It's not a setback. It's just like it's not getting better. And that is the end of the quote from Alex Cora, someone that we have to trust the word of when it comes to injury updates surrounding the Red Sox organization and the players that are really fueling it. Will he be back by the end of September? I would absolutely bet he will be, and that is Wilyer Abreu that we're speaking about now. I believe it'll be another 10 days, maybe 2 weeks for Wilyer Abreu before we're starting to get ideas that he is returning to the Red Sox organization, returning to the major league level to participate in game activities and go back to his starting position in right field, adding more depth and getting back to a level of comfortability for this Red Sox outfield. But as of now, obviously the things are not his right calf is not improving, has not improved up to this point, and because of that, His rehab of running and getting back into running shape and putting a lot of pressure and strain on that right calf has not happened. So no MRI updates on Roman Anthony as of yet. Again, I'm recording this video just minutes after these updates from Chris Calito. So again, once these actual MRI updates of substantial news come out surrounding Roman Anthony, you will hear them from us. But also, to close out this video, 2 quotes. One of them from Roman himself on NESN following yesterday's game after he was pulled, following his second AB after a check swing. It seemed like things were just abundantly tight in the back area for Roman, and it resulted in him getting pulled from that game, not re-entering that game following that AB, where he did end up striking out on swings that just didn't look like Roman. It kind of looked like he was uncomfortable in the sense that he was over swinging, and when he was making the swings, it didn't seem as comfortable as we know him to be through this point in the year after watching as many ABs and as many games as we've been able to watch of him on the major league level. And he went on to give us a good quote that really gave us a real idea of the ball player he is and the mentality he carries and why all of Red Sox Nation absolutely loves this kid. Quote, "Anytime I'm not out there, I'm pretty pissed off. It sucks." And that was the end of the quote from Roman discussing what the overall feeling was about his back. And he said that he admits that he had never felt something like the oblique injury before, which is not what we want to hear, because Roman is someone that has dealt with back injury / tightness earlier this season, back down in the minor leagues during spring, even in the beginning stages of this season. So the updates from Roman specifically were not very, very positive. And again, from Alex Cora, again, from NESN, says that Anthony is sore, but he does not have any updates and he does not want to speculate any further, and that they'll have an MRI and go from there. Now, the final thing we're going to acknowledge is just something that we already knew. It's quotes from the captain, Alex Bregman, as he was speaking on Roman Anthony when he said, quote, "I feel like he's one of the best hitters in all of baseball. The plate discipline is crazy for his age, and also the maturity to not try to do too much in those situations is special." And that's the end of the quote from Alex Bregman, something we're getting accustomed to seeing and hearing from Alex Bregman when speaking on the young guys, specifically Roman Anthony for the Boston Red Sox. So, Wilyer, Abreu working back slowly but surely, not as quickly and as effective as we were hoping for and as the Red Sox organization was hoping for. And then Roman, his quotes, he has never felt something like that oblique strain before in his career. It's tight, it's frustrating. MRI today, it has taken place. We do not have any concrete updates surrounding that MRI that took place today yet, but when they do, you will hear it from us. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know down below your overall thoughts and opinions about all of the injury updates that we just covered, as well as the team updates in itself, and I will see you guys on the next episode of Red Sox Digest.